Okay, yeah, they've ended that for now. Let's see, what else is there? How long have I been streaming? An hour and 40 minutes. Restore Britain is the last and only hope. Important Restore Britain news. We are now well over 90,000 members and on track for 100,000 within 2 weeks of the party's launch. That's pretty good. I hope they can keep the momentum up. Stratford yesterday boiled it down perfectly. If we won, we'd be celebrating how many of them would get healthcare, education, or student loans canceled. But they won, and they're celebrating how many of us they get to kill. Tells the whole story, doesn't it? Yeah, who's killing who? Last I checked, it was the left. And they don't actually care about healthcare, education. No, if they wanted to help people, they wouldn't be, they wouldn't be killing Charlie Kirk. And, beating people up in the streets. No, it's about power. It's about their status. They want more state power. There's alternatives to universal health care. And universal health care without fixing the underlying issues would only make things worse. It would be really, really expensive. You have to make it cheaper before you can make it universal. And you make it cheaper by freeing up the market. Make clinics and hospitals and whatnot publish the prices for all their procedures. Allow more doctors every year, because right now that number is capped in order to keep wages artificially high. So we need more doctors to lower the cost of doctors. And what else can be done? Health insurance companies can be forced to compete rather than being given monopolies. Right now, health insurance companies have monopolies, state monopolies. They don't have to compete with insurance companies from other states. And health insurance companies should be forced to publish their prices for how much they pay for procedures and medication. Because right now that's all private, and that's all being it's like negotiated on a case by case basis. So nobody knows who's paying what for what procedures and what medication. I don't know how much of this story is true. Last week at Lucille Umbarger Middle School, 60% Latino, 32% white, in Burlington, Washington, a 13-year-old white girl was hit upon by two non-white girls. The reason: the white girl's boyfriend posted that he wants to join ICE when he grows up, so the non-white girl savagely beat her, tearing her hair out and concussing her. No explosions, no criminal charges. Just like if two white students were on video beating the brains out of a non-white student in an unprovoked attack, right? Yeah, sure. There are legions of anti-white soldiers out there, of every age, shape, and stripe, who are all totally morally confident in vilifying, attacking, and killing white people. Meanwhile, most white people still can't bring ourselves to acknowledge that we're under an explicitly racial attack, preferring instead to cower behind claims of colorblindness and partisan political delusions. Now, this is true. I was actually just thinking about this a few minutes ago. Wake up, white man. Your children have already been minoritized in their own nation. The MLK quotes won't stop their skulls from getting caved in at schools run by the same government that minoritized them. Yeah, there is truth to that. I hate seeing these videos of kids getting beaten up. Anybody getting beaten up by a group of people. It's hard to watch. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is a great movie. All three of those movies are really good. The Man with No Name trilogy. The Clint Eastwood films. Is this some kind of joke I'm not in on? It's either 1 or 3. Simpsons Hit and Run in Halo 2 or Witcher 3 in Halo 5. But number 4 is the latest Xbox. I can buy other games. Most of they got rid of the Xbox arcade thingy because I bought a lot of those games on the 360, and I guess I don't know if you can still play them. I don't know if the newer consoles have backwards compatibility with those older games. Games like Braid. I had one of them. What was it? It was an RPG side scroller. You choose a class out of like 3 or 4 characters, and then go through the dungeon. And then when you die, based on your stats, it would generate a few other characters that you choose. Rogue something. I don't remember. But no, I'm picking 3 just for The Witcher 3. Social media has revealed why the 19th Amendment was a horrible mistake. Woman starts crying in her car and filming it after Starbucks stops making her favorite drink. We should get a warning. Oh, come on. I'm not watching that. GTA 6 will feature pride parades and queer representation. The pride parade is confirmed in the game and not just a mod. Yeah, everybody's kind of happy about that. Perhaps if I pray really hard, read my Bible often and with joy, and go to church and give the pastor money, I'll live forever in a magic castle in the sky after I am dead. Yeah, that's a great interpretation of Christianity there. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Hold on. Netflix plans on gender swapping Aslan in the new Narnia movie. Meryl Streep got offered. Talks are underway. No, this is not a joke. C.S. Lewis was a devout Christian. Aslan was supposed to be a Christ-like representation. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was literally Christ, like what Sandy Peterson says up here. Aslan was supposed to be literally Christ, though in a form more easily recognized by the Narnians. If this Netflix idea is real, it's madness. Narnia fans will not like it at all, and people who don't like Narnia still won't go see it. The only people it will benefit are the studio heads who will be able to boast about their political savvy at cocktail parties. Watch as they start blaming us, the fans, for the millions of dollars they lose. Yeah. The moment they announced that director, the woman who did the Barbie movie, I knew there was gonna be some major problems. I hope that's not true. I hope. I grew up with the Narnia series, the books. I mean, I loved the animated Narnia film, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the animated one. I love it. And the movies, the live action movies, were okay too. I didn't like them as much. They just felt a little off to me. I don't know why. Maybe a little rushed, like they're trying to do too much at once. The animated series gave scenes and characters, time to breathe, so you can really soak in what was happening on screen. Dear white people, burning our country to the ground won't bring back Charlie Kirk. Burning an American city to the ground won't bring back George Floyd. Yeah, all those cities that were burning about Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I remember all that. Yeah, never happened. Most intelligent kid ever interviewed.
Isn't that dangerous?
Yeah.
Clifford, I'd like to ask you about the safety factors. When cars come along the street and you guys are jumping curbs and things, isn't that dangerous?
Yeah.
How do you warn everybody about cars coming?
Usually we yell car or something.
Clifford, I'd like to ask you about the safety
factors. That's what we did. I want more context in this interview. That's hilarious. Society is actually not that nice to Chads. I know incels will cope, but Chad doesn't have that amazing a deal. The women he's sleeping with are by and large low-quality people where he can't start a family due to the degradation of society. We do not care about Chad issues in society like we did 500 years ago. Chads are sexually objectified and their interiority is ignored. No one cares about the years of struggle Chad put into achieving this, and they expect him to use sex to ignore that. There is no representation for Chads in the society of media. Associations for Chads have been taken down by feminism. Chads are constantly berated and their way of life attacked by the culture. Chad is forced to demean himself regularly and lower his standards. Chad and incel are natural allies. Why can't we see that? All men are allies against the woke. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Incels complain about Chads. Well, some do anyways. But Chad's a good guy, you know. That's why he's Chad. Everybody loves Chad. I like the YouTube channel. What was it called? It depicts Wojak. Maybe that was the title of the YouTube channel, Wojak something, Wojak memes or something. And Wojak, you know, he has a job, and usually he works with Chad, and Chad is always depicted as a cool guy. Well, usually. I think there was one where he wasn't, but I think none of his co-workers were depicted as good in that particular cartoon, but yeah, no, Chad looks out for Wojak. Chad looks out for the incels. Everybody loves Chad. But well, I mean, not so much anymore. Like, yeah, Chads in media are put down because these shows and movies are usually written by people who were envious. And you know, it's kind of a part of the human condition. Everybody's kind of envious of what they don't have, of people who have more, they think have more. And so maybe even the Chad doesn't see himself as the Chad character. Like maybe he identifies with the protagonist as well. Because from Chad's perspective, Chads don't normally see themselves as Chad, and that's one of the reasons I think why they can be so charismatic. Because they're able to identify with other people quite easily, quite readily. And I think that's one of the reasons why Chad is Chad. Because he has, in his mind, he is just the everyman, and he has the same struggles we all do. Yes, he has more access to women, but that can be problematic in and of itself. Because then now he has the problem of trying to find, you know, if he wants a wife, he has to try to find a good woman, and those are rare. just like a good person in general is rare. I want to see some of the responses to this. Chad having a terrible time, truly off circa 2025. Yeah, no, none of these women are worth it. None of these women are worth it. And eventually, I mean, it might be fun when you're young, but it gets old quickly. It gets old really quickly. Oh, this is the thesis. I'm not going to read all that. Yeah, being a Chad is great until you want to settle down. But what if Chad doesn't want to settle down? Now the only thing he has to worry about is gradually getting too old. Yeah, there are some that don't grow up, and it doesn't end well for them. Growing up, growing old alone isn't great. Yeah, this guy mentions that only issue is I will die alone. I accept that fate and not bitter about it. Chad, this guy says everything you said is true, but Chads still have it better. Not necessarily. Chads usually take on a lot of responsibility and work hard. It's one of the reasons why they're Chad, is because they're able to do that. And maybe it might seem easier because they are capable of handling more, but they take a lot of weight on their shoulders and they have more responsibility, and that can weigh on a man. And like I said, the women situation, they don't always make the right choice when it comes to the women, and that can be really bad. I'm gonna reply to this. I'm gonna edit this. Who cares about women? Let's talk about how cool Chad is. Jesus was a Chad. Absolutely, Jesus was a Chad, and we should strive to be like Jesus. Coming up on 2 hours streaming. I don't know. I'm kind of in the mood to do some Dragon Quest. Map of the 120 plus Canadian churches burned down the past 4 years. Yeah, and most of these arsonists have not been caught. I don't know of any arsonist that has been caught. It's hard to catch an arsonist. But yeah, Canada has been going through a lot of church burning. Some very historical churches too, just burned to the ground, and it's all the media's fault for lying about these supposed mass graves that have never been found. Yeah, when this first started happening, it was probably just an accident, but no, it's 120 over the course of 4 years. That's not accidental. Look at even these churches up here in the middle of nowhere. It's very upsetting. Yeah, do you have any management experience? Me? Yeah, no, I used to run guilds back in the day. Ultima Online guilds. Did I run any other? There were other MMOs that I played that I tried starting guild on, but the biggest one was an Ultima Online. I ran a guild of 20 people, and managed that for a couple weeks. Then I decided to step down from leadership position so I could join a monk. This guy was starting a cult where you worshipped cows. You wear robes. You were completely naked except for the robes. You worshipped cows. Cows would contain the spirits of dead characters that were a part of the cult. If you died, it was permadeath, and you had to start a new character in our cult. And we'd spend time taking the journals and writing books of philosophy in them. And then when we die, you take the skull and put it in the chest with the book, and then a cow would get your name. It was very fun. The guy who started it was very creative, and I loved it, and that's why I joined him. I wish I could remember his name. Yeah, I stepped down from the head of the guild. We had a lot of property too. Oh, there was this there was this other guild on the server called the Bobs. They all wore neon pink robes. They all shaved their head bald, and they were all named Bob. And they were just trolling. They really messed with us, and the rest of the server was mad at them because I had brought 20 players to the server. And they liked that more people were joining the server and playing, but the Bobs were harassing us, and so the rest of the server was getting really mad at the Bobs, like, please stop, we want them to stay. That was fun. What was the name of that server? It was my favorite UO server. It wasn't an official server. It was a pirated server. I hate parents that name their children like they won't ever grow up and have to live with that name. Yeah, this is embarrassing. Disney. Disney's a last name. Why would you... Trendy. Zaylee. What the heck is a Zaylee? My friend named his daughter Charity, and he said at least 90% of the people hearing her name called her Chastity by mistake. I think he kind of regretted the name. This guy looks like he makes a lot of money. I feel bad for him too. That's all girls. That's going to be a nightmare. Well, going to be. It probably is a nightmare. Journey. They just put up a bunch of random nouns on a dartboard and just throw them blindfolded at the dartboard. Like, throw darts, I mean. Woman chess master gets toasted by an 11-year-old boy.
How old are you?
11. And I'm a master.
I'm small too. And I'm a grandmaster.
Yeah, but you're a woman, right? It's only 2,300.
Still higher than you.
Who cares? I'm much younger.
Yeah, chess, that's another game that men dominate at. People confuse chess. They think it's not really so much about strategy. It's about how you respond to the, well, there's a set of openings that you memorize, and then there's a set of mid-game rules you memorize, and then there's a set of end-game that you memorize. It's kind of a solved game, and whoever memorizes the plays the best wins.
That you even played me.
It's not this organic,
Well, you're a future world champion.
Thank you.
yeah, this organic strategy game, I mean. Who filmed this? Who is this person? I talked it over. I don't want to watch it again. Let me...
What's that?
That's for me to better sit. I'm small.
How old are you?
11. And I'm a master.
I'm small too. And I'm a grandmaster.
Yeah, but you're a woman, right? It's only 2,300.
Oh, you're a woman grandmaster.
Who cares? I'm much younger.
Oh, they're doing speed chess too. That makes it more interesting.
Here's it.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Great job.
Don't be shy. One day you'll be happy that you enjoyed me.
Say again?
I hope one day.
I want to read this board real quick.
Say again?
Okay, so here's the black's king. He got okay. The black bishop got the king there. If he moves down that way, moves. What piece has him there? The black king can't get him. The black rook. He can't move diagonal that way. He can't move to the side here. If he moves down here, to G1, what gets him there? Nothing. I don't see it. Maybe she just gave up.
I hope one day you'll be happy that you even played me.
Well, you're a future world champion.
Thank you.
That's sigh at the end. She looks like that British comedian, the female comedian. I can't remember her name. Clip ruined by his blatant misogynistic comment. I don't know if it's misogynistic. Everything's misogynistic now. You acknowledge sex differences. You're a misogynist. Yeah, screw these people. Yep, among the top 100 rated chess players in the world right now, not one woman. 51% of the population, not one woman. Explain away, feminists. Yep. This is, and again, it has to do with, memory, and a few other things that IQ measures. But generally, the higher IQ, the more likely you are to be good at chess, simply because people with higher IQs tend to have longer memories and better things like spatial reasoning, so they could read the board faster. And men are more likely to fall at the right end of the bell curve, whereas women tend to congregate more towards the center. Now, I would like to see them play Go. We don't hear too much about Go. Go isn't that popular in the West. Go is a much more complicated game, and there isn't really any set openings and middle games and end games that you can fall back on. Games are recorded. Go games are recorded, and we have like thousands of the champions with thousands of the games, and AI programs are trained on those games. So that they play well. Computers in Go is hard, just because programming an AI for that there's so many things that the AI has to account for. Supercomputers would be trained to play Go to show off how advanced the computer was at calculating these things. Go is a much more interesting game than chess. Okay, it's at the 2 hour mark. Do I want to stream, and do I want to eat breakfast? Sammy now has eyes inside homes across 24 countries, like vacuum camera feeds everywhere, full floor plans from the mapping data. Some guy in Germany eating cereal at 3 a.m. unaware his robot is snitching. One API call away from being the most informed burglar in history. All he wanted was to steer his vacuum with a joystick. Does the right thing and reports to DJI, fixes it in 2 days. Back to normal life with his stupidly expensive floor cleaner. LOT companies stay undefeated at shipping garbage security. Man accidentally gains control of 7,000 robot vacuums. Just wanted to steer his DJI Romo with a gaming controller. Yep.
But I promise, mama's gonna be alright. And if you ask me to, daddy's gonna buy you a mockingbird. I'ma give you the world. I'm a little crazy, pretty baby. But
Okay. My dad never grilled, so I don't know what this is like. Whenever he was doing yard work, he was like, "Get inside! Don't stop bothering me."
Say it right now. I will say it with you. Oh, this is hypocritical. You know we can't. Say it. All right, I think we can.
What was the point? What? Okay, whatever. No, this person's wrong. Harry Potter is objectively garbage. The books, the movies, it's all garbage. It is not good. The books are poorly written. The characters are uninteresting. The setting is kind of interesting, but they don't do interesting things with the setting. The magic isn't interesting either. You Wingardium Leviosa. No, you flick and then swish. That's stupid. He's a seeker. He's gonna fly the fastest. The game is stupid. Okay, well, I'm going to end my stream and then clip the videos for YouTube. Let me turn on studio mode. Let me start with ending. We'll go to do more VHS again and transition. Pow. I know I haven't been streaming the past few days, and I haven't been uploading on YouTube either. I need to get better about it. I just enjoy sleeping so much. That's what I've been doing. Nothing interesting, just sleeping. Sorry, I got a text. I haven't forgotten about Dragon Quest. I just haven't been in the mood to play it.